Hi YouTube. Somebody's requested how I got my tone for the Buckethead Familiar Spirit cover, which has the lick that goes. So if you're a traditional amp user, you probably won't like this next bit, but I am using the Archetype Petrucci by Neural DSP. So we'll start up top left, wah switched off, compressor switched off, and up at the top row here. And this actually, I had initially made it to try and replicate a Devon Townsend tone, but it ended up as a Buckethead tone. The input, I've dropped mine down a little bit based off my audio interface. The noise gate, mine's a little bit high because I have a Epiphone Les Paul active pickup, so it picks up a lot of my monitors, etc. Transposing, obviously, leave it as is. The doubler effect is off, and I've actually kind of put the output to compensate for the input. It sounds kind of counterintuitive, but with this combined with the gate makes for a cleaner signal. Here I've got overdrive out of all the pedals. Overdrive, I've got the drive to around 10 o'clock. I have the tone at kind of maybe 2 o'clock. Yeah, if that was 12, kind of 1, 2 o'clock, and the level roughly the same. And then phaser, chorus, flanger off. And then when it comes to the amp, I'm using this white one. I think it's the lead. I'm not too sure. But yeah, the gain I've got at about 2 o'clock. I've added some extra bass. Middle is, I would say, just a touch before 12. I've got the soar button plugged. I think it just kind of lifts everything a bit better. The treble I've got cranked, if you can see here, it's about 2. I've got the presence at 2, the master at about 10, and the output at 10. Again, the output overall is bumped up. When it comes to the speakers, I do have room noise, both set to close. The levels here, minus 32.6 decibels and minus 34.7 on the left. I'm using the ribbon and dynamic with the positions. 0.140, distance 0.092, mic level 0, mic level here is minus 0.4, position 0.201, and the distance 0.097. I don't do any phasing. Afterwards, the EQ, I do have it enabled. I have, actually, since this plugin's been upgraded, I haven't used these, but these are kind of a low and high pass filter, but I'm not using them. Low is, I would say, 1 on 1 here, and then the one kind of adjacent and above is about 120. Low mid, I'd say in between 0 and 1, and just before 350. Across from that again, I have the 0 pointed at 1, or sorry, I have this one pointed at 1K with the high mid just under the 0. And then 4K to 6K, it's pointing at about 5K. And on the high, it's just before the 3, so probably a 2. And that's enabled. When it comes to the volume, it's just fully cranked. I don't change the midpoint or any of that. Into the racks here, chorus off. Reverb is off as well. And I have delay. So the sync is in the middle. It's on a 1/8. 1/8D, so time L, and here mode where it's single duo, I put it on single, so there is no crossfeed or time there. The feedback is just after, I'd say between 10 and 11. I have the release almost to the end. Yeah, it's pretty, yeah, it is actually cranked all the way to the end, and the attack is at the beginning. The mix, I would say 8, kind of 8 before 9, 8. So it's not that high in the mix, but it's enough. For example, you can hear it kind of trail off quickly, but it helps. And then feedback, as I say, 10, crystals, no, tape and mod, nothing. And that is about it. And that kind of covers everything. I mean, overall, the tone sounds great for a whole load of Buckethead stuff, you know. it sounds pretty good. I do, just a heads up, if you want to get another lesson on my Big Sur Moon setting. Also happy to share that one. I do think it needs a little bit of tweaking, but it's decent for kind of any type of quick delay playing. But yeah, let me know. Hopefully that helps. Any questions? Leave a comment. Please like and subscribe.